A very good morning, Fabio here, and welcome back to another daily market outlook where we discuss all the major dollar pairs and of course gold. This week has been absolutely amazing. Once again, a week for in the books because we've seen a very clean price action on these major dollar pairs. Now, if you watch these videos, you know that I have been calling this move on EURUSD all week long. So I'm very happy to see that we finally got that bullish momentum. Now, we're going to start off here on the daily time frame because what I want to show you is how beautiful the market has now currently been playing out and what I'm looking for in towards the weekend and potentially next week as well. So first of all, when we're here on the daily time frame, we can see yesterday we got a massive daily strong candle close, which was bullish. For now, the daily fractal structure is being respected. This here is your daily fractal low. This here is your daily fractal high. Here we have the 0.5 fib. The market reacts exactly from that 0.5 fib, and that is where we start reversing in towards the highs. So obviously from a weekly perspective, the overall fractal structure is bullish. So yes, we might have, for example, a swing high here and a swing low here. But then what do we have here? Internal liquidity. Here we had a liquidity grab underneath this swing low, and then after this weekly change of character, we understood, okay, here we now have a demand zone, and now on the weekly time frame we're looking for that upside continuation. So still today I am expecting more upside from EURUSD. As you can see here, this candlestick, this is like a hammer candlestick or whatever you want to call it, is ready to start pushing up higher, in my opinion, in towards this weekly internal liquidity high. Now, when you have an overall impulse like this in towards the downside over here, you always want to look for these little bumps in the road because that is where liquidity lies. When we, for example, had a strong impulse in towards the downside here we had a little bump in the road. The bump in the road gets taken out, and then we see a push down, and exactly that is what I'm looking for here on EURUSD. So one more push up, at least in towards this internal high, and then either for the downside or we just continue up higher with the overall internal trend. Okay, so that's the game plan for EURUSD. So looking for more upside today and looking for some more potential buys. Now here on the daily time frame, obviously again the daily fractal structure bullish, 0.5 fib retracement, and now we're seeing that upside momentum continue. What I'm looking now on the 4-hour time frame after yesterday's massive move up higher is again just either consolidation here and then the next push up, or a deeper retracement in towards the demand zone and then a push up. So this is now the overall sell for the buy over here, and I'm looking for longs inside of there. Now, what I need you to understand is that every single time when we see an impulse in towards the highs, always look for internal liquidity to get grabbed, because when you understand where the liquidity lies in the chart, you will understand when a pair has the potential to continue pushing up higher. Because here what you saw was a push up, and then you kind of get this fake out down, and then again a push up. So here we have internal liquidity grabbed, and then we continue up higher. Here we have internal grabbed, and then we continue very aggressively up higher. Here we had internal liquidity, and again it got grabbed. It took a little bit longer, but then we see again a very strong push up higher. So that's how you read liquidity then in combination with the overall market structure, and that is then how you can understand where the market is going to potentially head next. Okay, so that's super important. Now looking for your USD itself, we obviously saw on the lower time frame that we had this descending trend line over here, a lot of equal highs. Again, been calling this all week long, so happy to see this play out. Absolute beautiful scenes here on EURUSD, and then you can see all of the equal highs over there get taken out, and then once we saw the 1-hour change of character here, this was enough to push the market eventually up higher and take out all of those descending highs. And now for EURUSD, still my target is to take out this high over here and to push in towards the previous monthly high, which is eventually around 1.05333. So that's what I'm looking for in euro dollar. Now for the immediate trades, obviously, which you are interested in, look at the 15-minute time frame and wait kind of for that bullish momentum to come in. At the moment, what we have here is like a demand zone, which is causing some bullish pressure. We formed another demand zone over here. We do have some equal lows over here, but what I'll just simply be looking for is maybe some kind of manipulation in this region. Yeah, let's see what happens, but I am definitely looking for longs, maybe a sweep of the Asia low, and then we look for that reversal back up higher, or we see a deeper retracement with some order flow, then I'm also perfectly fine with that. But I am looking for longs actively, so let's see if we get any kind of nice lower time frame setup. For now, obviously this demand zone here is in control. What I'll be looking at on EURUSD is potentially if we break above this high again, yeah, look for some more longs on that, okay, into that previous monthly high. Now going into the dollar index, we've been on point with that pretty much as well. You guys know it. Yesterday was the best day of the week for the dollar in terms of that next downside push. I can keep on explaining this every single day, which I am literally doing, but you guys know the drill. The overall order flow was here, and then again, what did we have? We had this high over here, we had this low over here. We make a retracement in towards the order flow, and then we continue pushing down lower. Now, I definitely advise watching back yesterday's market outlook as well, which will explain kind of like the outlook on the dollar, because this is literally what I said. The market doesn't always need to retrace in towards that 0.5 fib or into this refined area of supply. How do you know? You go into the 4-hour time frame, and then on the 4-hour time frame, what you can then recognize is this over here, where we have a 4-hour area of supply already ready, which was this supply zone over here. We had this internal liquidity high over here, which got taken out. And then once the overall order flow in towards the highs started to break, that is then when, boom, we see the overall push down. So look for those sell for the buys. Again, yesterday's video explained this very well. We break this low, and then at that point, when we broke that low, I was very confident that we were going to head down lower. And that is then also the point when you can get into those new trades and new positions. Now, for anybody wondering if I was able to capitalize on this push down, here you can see this is live FTMO account, one of my FTMO accounts, and one of the many funded accounts that I trade. This is just one position. I'm running the position on 4 different accounts or 3 different accounts with 1.5% risk, with FTMO 1% risk. So yeah, we're doing pretty good and still looking for that further downside from the dollar index. So let's see if today we can continue pushing down lower. It's currently making a pullback, but yeah, for now the overall order flow is inside of this buy before the sell. And yeah, I am currently looking for more shorts from the dollar index. For now, this here is your protected high. So as long as this high is protected, I'll be looking for more downside. My immediate target for the dollar index is going to be this low over here of 105,420. Going into AUDUSD, we can see that AUDUSD is currently making a retracement. Overall, we've seen very aggressive price action from the Australian dollar due to obviously that trade deal with China and the USA. Overall, we made a retracement into this entire sell before the buy. Here you can see that we kind of like wicked into that level or into that zone. For now, again, when the market is very impulsive and not very bullish, it doesn't always have to retrace into, for example, this demand zone over here. So how do we understand that the market is extremely bullish? We look at the fractal structure. So for now, here on the daily time frame, this is your immediate fractal structure that is in control. If we look at the current levels here on AUDUSD, there's nothing to the immediate left that is saying, hey, this is a clear area of supply which will push the market down lower. So I see this as a temporary pullback to then look for further longs in towards the upside. If I go into the 4-hour time frame on Aussie dollar, again, remember what we were looking for yesterday, but it was just, again, a little bit not aggressive enough. But we had this as our demand zone, and I was looking for those longs from this demand zone over here to trade it further long on AUDUSD. But yeah, we didn't retrace that deep. So now what I'm looking for is just this overall daily area of demand here on AU. To push AU up higher once again, towards the overall weekly midpoint, which is the 0.5 fib on the weekly time frame. So still has some potential for further upside for myself. Here, a lot of descending highs, no real clear areas of supply, therefore looking for that further upside. Also from a weekly perspective, just interested in taking out this internal high over here. We are inside a weekly imbalance that we have over here, so do keep that in mind. That is a fresh weekly imbalance, so we could see some slower price action, but ultimately AU should follow the dollar index, and for myself, I'm looking for that further downside on the dollar index. Now, GBPUSD, guys, GBPUSD, very, very clean price action as well overall. However, I did mention that it was a little bit of a dirtier pair in the sense that here we saw a lot of manipulation, so I was less inclined to trade GU myself. For now, what I'm looking at is this demand zone that is here in control and looking for further upside from it. So I'm either interested in looking for longs from this blue zone over here, or obviously from this entire area of order flow over here. So yeah, looking for longs on GU. Now, going into the 4-hour time frame, what we can currently see here, or what we saw yesterday, overall is that we had an area of consolidation. And what you want to see on these areas of consolidation is the range low get swept. Again, a lot of equal lows, kind of like trendline liquidity resting over here. We grab the trendline liquidity underneath it. Then what do we see here? We saw the 1-hour change of character. We retest the demand zone and boom, we just continue flying up higher. Now what I'm looking at here is, again, for some more potential longs. Where are we interested from? For example, this area of demand over here, take out the internal liquidity and then get that next leg up. Or now we have an area of range. Who knows, we could again see this, but as soon as we kind of like break this high again, then I'll be interested in some further upside for GU. Overall, it should follow EURUSD in towards the upside. For now, bulls are in control, so I'm looking to target the weekly internal liquidity, which is positioned above this high over here. There was also some liquidity positioned over here, but yeah, again, the GU will always follow the dollar and EURUSD, so therefore still looking for that further upside in towards this internal high and in towards that weekly area of supply, which is in line with the overall daily fractal structure. Daily fractal structure is bullish from this low in towards this high. Now going into let's see NZDUSD next. So what is NZDUSD doing? Because that's obviously the long position that I'm currently in. A very nice daily candle close yesterday. Again, broke this down already since Monday, what I've been looking for. So glad to see such nice price action. Overall, here on NZDUSD, I'm still interested in further upside, looking to take out this internal high over here and trade it into the weekly area of supply, which is this weekly buy before the sell candle. So looking still for that further upside on this. A nice weekly candle so far. And the weekly fractal structure is bullish as well. Here we saw another break up higher, and this is now the weekly demand zone that is in control. So yeah, either we see a pullback and further upside, but this week I'm still looking for that further upside push. Going into the daily time frame, for now the daily fractal structure is also in control, is also bullish. So here we now have the sell before the buy that is in control. I already understand you guys are now wondering, okay, Fabio, but here we have a supply zone. Yes, we do. But when the bulls are in control, and what I mean with the bulls are in control, we have like this uptrend over here where demand chain is currently active and where demand is currently in control. Then you follow that and you only expect supply zones to give a reaction and supply zones to push the market, for example, into the daily demand zone to then continue pushing up higher. And then we'll look to take out all of these equal highs maybe as well. But we'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, what happens on the immediate lower time frame, and we'll just follow the daily fractal structure and the 4-hour fractal structure as well. But the overall long position here is doing well. Yesterday I was looking for a potential scale in on the 1-hour time frame, where I was looking to enter on this demand zone underneath these equal lows that we had over here. But yeah, the market never retraced in towards there. Now the market is consolidating over here and it is ready for a next move very, very soon. So ultimately I'm looking to trade this kind of like gold, where you see the impulsive phase, then you see the corrective phase, and now I'm looking for the next impulsive phase to start happening in towards our TP. Could it push down again? Yes, it could. It could definitely come back down in towards this overall daily order block. But then again, I'll just look for lower time frame trend shift to get into long positions once again, because I believe that NZDUSD should push up higher and the dollar should push down lower for the immediate future. And based on the daily fractal structure, for myself, that makes sense. Going into gold, last of all for you, gold is pushing down lower. Very interesting to see. At the moment, it is at a all-time high, or it's near an all-time high. I'm keeping personally my hands off of gold. I don't want to be trading this because it's a lot like crypto. Again, we're in a bullish phase, so I'm not personally looking for any shorts. Now here on the 4-hour time frame, we're starting to see some more manipulation. Here we had a very impulsive phase where it was a lot easier to get in, and kind of since we've neared, let's say 2950, you can kind of see that there's some different price action going on, which is a lot harder to trade. Here you have very obvious trends where you every single time see the market retrace into the 0.5 fib at minimum. Here we saw a impulse up, 0.5 fib retracement. Here we saw an impulse up, and you saw a pretty much 0.5 fib retracement. Here again, you saw an impulse up and pretty much a 0.5 fib retracement. So you see here the price action is a lot cleaner, and now what we're starting to see here is a little bit dirtier price action. Yes, we are seeing some nice retracements, but then you see kind of like when the market starts to push up again, we see like a liquidation event of people trading their stop loss, and now again we're seeing another impulse up. But here we're seeing a lot of kind of like consolidation and manipulation. So how I would personally approach this is just draw in the fib like this, and now we're nearing the 0.5 fib. We have a fresh area of demand over here. And we also have one area of fresh demand a little bit lower as well. So I would be looking for some longs, but then maybe put your stop loss a little bit lower underneath kind of like the fractal structure over here, and trade it kind of like this instead of looking on the lower time frame. So that's kind of how I would approach gold. Overall, we're still bullish, but keep an eye out for the manipulation. This afternoon, guys, we're going live inside Discord. So if you're not inside Discord yet, make sure to join. Don't forget to leave a like here on the channel and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and have an amazing weekend.